Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach and I want to get over this. I want to get over this obsolete issue. So spend some more time thinking about it. And I think the problem really is that I'm doing this check in the code. And as the name implies, it's too general. I'm not looking specifically to see, are they ignoring the error with obsolete? And even if I looked that up, and even if I could find that, I'm kind of sitting here going, it's not my issue. The only thing I care about are things that are errors. So if you give me a type that is obsolete in error, it's an error. Okay, that's rock 2. If you use an obsolete type, that's an error. That's an error. There's nothing I can do about that. And that's rock 9. Now, a member being obsolete, that's different. Doesn't matter if it's an error or a warning, and mostly because of the case of it being abstract. If it's abstract, we still have to implement it. But we can still implement it and have it as a member on just the mock type. It's not going to be on any, even if it's on the extensions, they don't actually interact with the mock type. So we're good that way. So we'll just generate it. And then if the user actually uses it, that's their fault because it's a member that's an error. So we're just going to get back to it. Now, the one thing I need to do though, is I realized here that I took this out. Okay, and I want to put that back in. So this, where I say obsolete attribute, where was this? The mock of the mock model. Say that fast 5 times. And then I had a 2, yeah, right down here. Okay, except what I think we really want to do is just not even care about this. Okay, we should never care about this. So in this case, we take that off. That's gone. Come down here. Obsolete diagnostics will no longer look at, no, oh God, stop, build, cancel. I hit F11. That's not what I meant to do. I wanted to hit F12. There we go. And so we take tree as warnings off of here because we don't care. So then all the other errors go away. You're going to be smart. Nope. And is obsolete. Also, should not care about treating warnings as errors. So, yep, here, and here, and here. And then they go away. So we come back up here, and those should go away, and they do. Come back into here, and now we just need to remove these, and there we go. Now that we have all this removed, I think, method values and method symbol. Oh, did we not take that off of this one? Huh. That would explain it. And I bet we do not do this for the event either. There. Now we should be good. So we save this. Let's come back up to here. We are not going to get rid of this because we do need to check this. But now we're going to say if the attribute's any for the type, on the type, if we have anything that is an obsolete and it is an error, then we can't mock it. That is definitely an error. The other one is if you have constructors, methods. So the other one that we wanted to make an error, that's rock 9. Member uses obsolete type diagnostic. Where do we figure that out? I should say, where do we determine? We don't have that on the attribute. That's interesting. So this is on obsolete diagnostic. That makes sense. Now this, yeah, member is obsolete diagnostic. That goes away. This one, actually, we don't care about. So if we go to F12, we should actually do this now, which is basically it's going to make this go away because we don't care about the actual thing itself being obsolete. What we do care about, though, is if the self has parameters that uses obsolete types or has a type parameter or it doesn't return void. If it uses them, then we can't do that. So this goes away. And I bet there's an error in we don't care about tests. We don't care about those, and we don't care about those. This one, yeah, it doesn't do that anymore. And interestingly enough, oh, that's right, because on an event, we don't have anything arguably to look at, right? Except we do. Okay, we're going to take this off because that's not there anymore. But if we say if self dot, this is an event symbol. Is there anything on it that says the type of the event? Yeah. If we do that, there. That actually puts that in. That's actually, I think, a hole that we had. And I'm going to put in a to-do here to say to-do add test for an event using an obsolete type. Okay. All right, now what do we have for errors? I don't care about the tests. I just care about this property. I think this is the same thing where we say we don't care if the member is obsolete. We only care if the type is, if one of the things it uses is that. Oh, I just realized something. In the mock model, we have this down here, don't we? Because we're saying method property event. What happens if the property is an indexer and it has types that we use? Yes, we need to do that. To do add test for an indexer that uses obsolete types in its parameters, because we're going to add this here. So we're going to look at add properties, method symbol extensions. Now we don't have to worry about the type parameters, but we're going to do this. Okay. Oh, we do. Oh, never mind. Okay. Never mind. I already do that. I don't know if I have a test, but we already do this, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay. That's fine, because we don't care about treat warnings as errors. Okay. So then all these are going to go away. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have like duplicate things here. In this case, that is a duplicate. And I believe this would be a false, right? Because it was passing a true as the second one. This one is going to be true because it's an error either way. This one is odd because it's going to be false. This one is going to be true, I believe. And then we don't pass in treat warnings as errors here. Okay. So that got rid of one thing or a couple things. And you are correct. I think this is the test I added like 4 or 5 or 20 episodes ago. And I need to now, yeah, general diagnostic option is report diagnostic as error. In this case, it's going to create a whole bunch of diagnostics for the obsolete things. Did I capture those up here? Well, they're in the other project that I was using to look at stuff, I think. And I don't remember off the top of my head. So give me a moment. I'm going to load that one. Good old class library 1 project. Okay, there's a case here that I'm doing, which is the interface has, come on, you can struggle. Abstract class interface, yeah. So it's where I'm using this. Except these are not errors. My God, are you slow? In the case where this is just old, then that would show up as well. We're just going to put it on it, I guess. That would be something we'll have to look at. But there shouldn't be any issue with this, right? Well, some, but that's because we're using the M obsolete thing. And there is no way to to say like, well, I think you can say here obsolete old, but that doesn't, yeah, huh, that's interesting. Of course it is. Of course it is. So we have CS0618 and CS0619. I believe those are the two. Now in this case, what's going to happen? We're thinking that it's not actually going to generate anything, but that's not true. It's actually going to generate something. And what we really care about is generate codes that we really don't care about these diagnostics if we're on an interface that has something old. And these are just warnings. I'm a little confused for just a moment here. I have obsolete. That's old. I don't think in this case it does anything. Let's find out, shall we? So in the case where we actually have, yeah, this is something, there we go. Okay, so let's come back up here. Let's do this. We're going to generate an iPixel shader because reasons, I don't know why. And let's see what happens. And that took forever. Okay, it says it failed. And it failed because we are generating code as we expect. What does that code actually look like? Come on, what? Oh, you don't even, fine, whatever. Can be that way about it. Drive me nuts with the, wait, no, down here. Okay. And then we do that. We come up here and we say, all right, now what does it do? And it passes. Yay. And it's interesting because it does put on all these, you know, that this obsolete attribute, but it just basically reflects what's on the thing. So it's basically giving you a warning to say that this is obsolete because the interface is based on is obsolete. It would be up to you now to determine, is it a problem or not? Now, if this was actually an error, you would have to handle it accordingly. So I'm just curious, at this point, what would happen if I run all the tests that I currently have in just Rocks.Tests? So I'm going to run all of them. I'm expecting some to fail. I don't know exactly which ones off the top of my head will fail. Well, let's run them and see what the results are. Well, we got almost 100 failing. So, such is life. Let's go see what is actually failing. So we have in the models, mock model tests. Yeah, so that's probably something with obsolete. Virtuals them. Oh, I bet these are things that are now putting, let's see. Oh, there's a space there? Why would we care about a space being there? Is it because, oh, I know why. Let's fix that up because we don't want to do that if we don't need to. Which is to say, if length is greater than 0, then do this. And that will include the obsolete attributes. If there's no attributes on it, there's no reason to do what we did. So there's still some that are going to be an error, but we don't need to run into cases like this, and we're going to put an extra space in. So I'm going to run them again, and then we'll see what we reduce the count to. We're down to 6. That's much better. That's much, much better. And I bet most, if not all, these have to do with obsolete things. Yeah, obsolete generator, obsolete generate. And I bet this one is, so this is when, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Because this one isn't actually, so we'd actually want to have one more case here where it's not that way, and then it's okay to do that. So let's move to the end here and say false. And then this is true. Yep. Okay. So that one makes sense because we okay. I believe that's correct. So that would take care of that one. And then, yeah, this one, no, this build is async. Or build is error async. Whoop. Oh, wait. Oh, because we did compensate for that. That takes care of that one. What about this? Generate when a member uses an obsolete type. Interesting. And I don't remember the numbers. Member uses obsolete type is correct, but we no longer do 10 because we don't care. The interface can be that. We do have a I am obsolete, right? Yeah. That's what I was just looking at, right? And then I just put it on there and just say, hey, well, although I think I would flag that now. Oh, I am also obsolete. Ah, yes. Okay, I was over analyzing what I have here. And that is, it should only do rock 9. Yep. Because rock 9 is member uses obsolete type. Okay, so that goes away. What's this one? Is it basically the same thing? Yeah, so let's go to this. So we have an obsolete. This uses it. And so we no longer, because 9 is member uses. Okay? You're like, Jason, you just generate where target type is obsolete. Ah, yes. Well, in this case, like if I did this, then yeah, you're basically saying I am obsolete is old. And it's an error. There's nothing we can do. I mean, we could put on ourselves that we're also obsolete, but you're giving us an obsolete thing. So this is actually something that, if I come back here, can I copy pasta? So I basically want to do something like this. Okay. And then let's come to the test. And we no longer generate any code. Again, this is slightly different, but we're going to do rock 9. Do we grab where? I think it just says, yeah, we don't know what the things are, but that's okay. And then there was one more. So this one is multiple failures. Generate when a type is obsolete and error set to false and tree warnings as error. Yes, because we do now generate. We still will generate one because we don't care. So this is actually is false. And that this is not null. Okay, I'm going to run the test one more time because I believe, I'm kind of curious, one more thing I want to look at. If I look at rock, this is the create, and the, not the shim, but the make, rock make builder. No, it wouldn't be here, it'd be down here. Rock make generator? No, where would it be? Mock model. What do we, yes. And then we say the build type is make. Okay, never mind. It took me a second to, I'll make sure I cover that case. So we don't care about that. So I'm going to run the tests one more time. I should probably get a failure here, hopefully just because I don't have the diagnostic set up right. And then if that's true, we can move on. As expected, one more error. So, and I believe it's this one because we got 2. Right. Kind of curious why it doesn't, yeah, whatever. So this is rock 2. Let's pin this. So this is rock 2. And it's at this location. Okay. And then we're going to have another one and another one for some reason. We're going to have this one. And it's going to be, yes. Yeah, because we say it's true, and we're using it here too. So that also is an error. But I think it's, yeah, because 38, 39, 40, 41, we do the whole invocation. This is just on the type itself. Okay, I believe that's true. One more time with feeling. Okay, the test passes. That means all the tests in Rocks.Tests pass. But as we all know, they're integration tests, which I'm almost positive should not have any failures. You know, there shouldn't be, but there could be. It'll be interesting to see what the CodeGen test does. But at this point, I think I'm fixing the bug, which was you couldn't say, hey, ignore rock 10, and then why is it still not generating? This will still generate only in the case if, yeah, like the case is here. If you have a member that has obsolete on it, and maybe it needs to be part of the member implementation, so we do that. We don't even stop anymore. If you mock a type, yeah, if the member itself is obsolete, we generate it. If the type is, or you use a type that's obsolete, then if error is true on the obsolete, then we generate those two. And so 10 actually goes away. We don't even care about that anymore. And so in fact, we can come in here now and say on our diagnostics, 10, member is obsolete, boom, goes away. We don't care about it anymore. That means we're going to have a member, oh no, maybe we don't care anymore. So there might be a build issue somewhere. Let's check the errors real quick. There may be one that pops up, but it looks like there isn't. So that takes care of the bug. So if the integration and CodeGen test pass and that's all good, then this is defeated. This is closed, because then again, it comes down to, depending upon your treat warnings as errors, and you would handle that by saying, I don't want a warning for the CS issue in this case. I think that gives you the ability to turn stuff off and still have things generate and work the way you expect them to. So in the next episode, I'll tell you if there were any extraneous things that we're done with this, but I want to move on from this point. I think I've the phrase beaten the horse dead, beyond dead at this point. And I want to move on to some other things and get some other things fixed and added in. Thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.